I've been thinking lately that I should probably stop attaching myself so much to people. People have changed. I don't even recognize them anymore. Literally last night I was realizing to myself, I don't know them. The ghost of who they used to be dances in my imagination, but that's not who they are. Who they are, I don't even know this person. Maybe I'm the one who's changed. Maybe it's me. That could be true, because it tends to happen pretty often in my life that I'm always changing and growing, and it's just the way it is here, I guess. Yeah, I've been thinking lately that I should probably stop attaching to anything at all. I actually started realizing that earlier this summer, and I felt very guided to leave my home here in Mount Shasta. Let me show you actually behind me, just for some context. There's the mountain right there. I left my home here earlier this summer, and I went to the beach, and I was alone for the period of about 2 months, and I didn't talk to anybody at all, and I meditated every day. I did yoga every day, and I sat in quiet contemplation in the nature. I did a whole other bunch of stuff too, like I didn't listen to any music, I didn't watch any TV shows or movies. I really just wanted to see if I renounced, which basically means to say no to the entire world. If I just renounced the world entirely and I sat with myself, would I be able to come to who it is that I really am if I was to walk away from all the distractions? And I started to get an extreme amount of peace and clarity. For those of you who saw the series I made while I was at the beach, that's where some pretty big videos I've made have ended up coming through. And I do see that a lot of that is because of the decisive and vigilant presence that I was in so clearly. I started to get so much clarity and peace, and all of my suffering that came from attachment, attaching myself to people, places, and things, completely dissolved. That suffering no longer existed. I was free as I renounced the world in this way. Renunciation, similar to how monks do. But there was another kind of suffering that I endured. The suffering of rejecting the world, which begets a whole new kind of suffering in one's life. That you may find yourself above the world and outside of its sufferings, but now you're also not really here, living your human incarnation. You're not able to show up in relationships and with your family and serve others through your presence in your life. And that's a whole other different kind of suffering. It's the suffering of the soul. You might transcend human, physical reality suffering if you renounce the world. This is what I've learned. I'm honestly telling you guys what I've learned here right now. You might transcend human suffering, but you begin to incur a kind of soul suffering, where the closest to freedom you know is to say no to everything and reject everything. But you see, I started to realize that I came here to be who I am. I came here in this human incarnation, not to reject the world, not to hate it, but to be in it and to share the presence and the love and the awareness that I am. We're all here giving a gift, and that gift is you being who you are. But I wasn't giving that. On YouTube, sure, people were getting some videos that were kind of blowing up for a while there, but there's something else to me that people weren't getting. So I came back to the world. I stopped rejecting it and I stopped renouncing it. And I said to myself that perhaps what I've truly learned is not that the secret to the end of suffering, perhaps the solution isn't to renounce the world, but to be able to live in the world without attaching and clinging to things. Because when we attach to people or places or things, or we cling to these ideas, or even we cling to these goals we have, okay, this is a big one that I think a lot of people should be able to relate to. We cling to this goal of getting a better body at the gym, or, growing our YouTube channels, or building this career for ourselves, or like all this stuff. Anytime we reach for anything outside of ourselves, or we cling to some outcome, or we cling to some person as our source of happiness, it always leads to suffering. Every single time. So what if there's a way to live in the world without rejecting it, without hating it, without being against it? What if there's a way to be in the world, living in it, but you're simply not reaching for outcomes. You're simply not clinging to anything or anyone. You just are here, being. Well, I know that this way of living is possible because I frequently tap into it. But I'm also standing here before you today and I'm telling you, honestly, I came back into the world thinking that it would be an absolute breeze for me now, after having such intense meditations and realizations and breakthroughs, right? Everything must surely be such a breeze for me now. And I come back into the world, the real world, whatever. I come back. And I want to tell you something. It is not as easy as I thought. It's not that easy. I don't know why. Maybe it's human nature. Maybe it's the fact that, look, honestly, I'm just going to be totally straight up with you guys. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and, I got stuff going on in my life behind the scenes of these cameras I'm not always talking about because I don't want to throw it in your guys' face, but maybe it's relevant right now. Guys, I've got this huge, I don't know if it's fair to call it a weakness or not, this huge desire that I will meet a woman who knows who she is, who isn't needing external validation, who isn't constantly pushed and pulled by the weathers of life, but is grounded in who she is and is ready to walk this path with me. And I'd like to be married. And I'd like to have a family. And I desire this so much so that the more I go into myself, the more I see that it is really the only desire I have in me left. All my other desires, for whatever reason in my journey, they've just kind of dissipated. I don't desire to grow my YouTube channel anymore at all. It really doesn't matter to me, which was a huge issue for me for a while. I was obsessed, and that caused a lot of suffering. So now that I've let go of that attachment to my YouTube outcome, YouTube doesn't create any suffering in my life at all. It's just a straight expression in my life of just something that I do. It's just part of my expression, whatever, and I love it. So there's no problems with it anymore. It doesn't matter. I don't attach my worth to how many views my videos are getting or how many subscribers I have. That's a whole new level of freedom, and it's a whole new opportunity of presence for me to be in these videos speaking to you guys in such more of a powerful way, because I'm not desperately, energetically hoping that you like me and validate me and follow me and subscribe and make me feel good about myself. I really don't care. No offense, I do care about you. But I don't care about that coming back energetically. Does that make sense? So I can't find any of these desires in me anymore, except there's this desire to be truly seen and loved by a woman who allows me also to truly see and love her. And that's just the truth, guys. I have been unable to get rid of that desire within myself. And I'm not saying that I'm supposed to get rid of it. I'm just saying it's there. And it causes me a lot of suffering, because I'm constantly getting these reflections in my life of these romantic relationships unfolding, but I keep attracting relationships and people who aren't really grounded in who they really are yet. And so when someone tells you that they want to be with you and they know what it means to grow together and to choose that consciously, to walk the path of life together, they say that, but it's not really them saying it, because they aren't really who they are yet. It's a character they believe themselves to be saying it. So I keep having this cycle happen where I attach myself to people, specifically I'm talking about women here, okay? I attach myself to women as, this is my partnership, I want to devote myself to this and choose it. But I do it with people who are not grounded in who they are yet. And maybe there's a deeper layer of this reflection, that maybe it's me who is not truly grounded in who I am yet. Maybe it's me who doesn't know who I am. Because if we're really living in a mirror and a resonance reflection, which so many people say and suggest that we are, and I've seen time and time again that seems to be true, seems to be. I don't know for sure, because we're all looking at a different part of the elephant. You know about this parable? Blind men, each touching a different part of an elephant. One touches the trunk, one touches the foot, right? One touches the tail. The one touching the tail says, this is a snake. The one touching the foot says, this is a tree. Right? They're all telling the truth about their experience and their perspective, but none of them are capable of seeing the bigger picture. So I don't know really for sure what's going on with that whole resonance thing. How much of it is true? How much of it is just perspective or belief that we have, and so we think it's real? I don't know. But it seems to be true, and it makes me think that there must be something going on within me. Perhaps it's because I want it, that I have to play out this cycle of learning how to not want that from someone else, but to truly, fully unleash it within myself. And then maybe that would allow that kind of partnership to finally exist in my life, you know? Maybe it's about not reaching. Maybe it's about not attaching and understanding that people change. Who am I to be mad at them? Or to be mad at myself if I were to change? That's life. So maybe I should not take people at their word when they say, I know who I am and I know I want to be with you and I'm ready for this. Maybe I should just detach from that and realize none of us could really know that for sure, could we? I don't know. But if I keep getting this reflection because I'm not ready, that's confusing to me. And I need to sit with that, and I need to get clearer on that. Because I really do feel like I'm ready for that. I really do, you know? I really feel ready for it. But maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. But I'm here and I'm standing on this mountain today to tell you that I've really been thinking lately that at the very least I should stop attaching to anything at all, because it whiplashes back in my face and smacks me so hard every time. And every time it does, it grows my spiritual wisdom to realize more and more, wow, every single time I attach, every time I cling, every time I reach, every time I expect some kind of outcome and I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for it, you get hurt, you know? And I think for me, in this pain and in this anger that I can feel about this, sometimes it's angering to be in this world. Sometimes I feel a ferocity in me that's just like, I want to burn the whole world down. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that. But there's something in me sometimes that's like, I just want to destroy all of the illusions. Like I see the illusion and I just want to burn it all down and destroy it, you know? But I think it would be far too easy for me to just say F the world and walk away and renounce it all. Because that is honestly what I feel like doing sometimes. Just leave it all. Just go find a cave to sit in, go into meditation and disappear. And maybe that's the path for some people. But to me, there's something in me that whispers that that's the easy way for me. My path. That would be far too easy for me. And that's not my true path. I think it's easy to try to detach and disassociate so that we don't have to feel the pain of what it means to be alive and be a human. But some part of me doesn't mind the pain so much. I want to turn away from it, but I also want to plunge myself fully into the pain and feel it all. I want to feel the heartbreak. I want to feel the sad child in me, just like wondering if there would ever be someone that could truly walk this path with me, you know, in that way. I don't want to hide from the pain, and I don't want to be mad at the world, and I don't want to create some story in my head that people suck and you can't trust them. And I'm witnessing so many of those stories try to weave themselves. They pass through my mind, I see them go by, and I'm not attaching to them, and I do not want those stories woven in, because I know that people don't suck. I know that the world is not against me. I know that people aren't liars and manipulating me and using me. I know that that's not what's true. I don't want those stories to take the wheel of my life. I want to be present, and I want to realize that unconditional love doesn't need other people to behave or be a certain way for me. It's time to learn to allow the love and the awareness that I am to live and move and breathe through me more freely. And my attachments and my clinging, those are the blockages. It's no one else's fault. It's life. And we're all here, and we're all figuring it out together, aren't we? How do you in your life, I'm really asking you, how do you not attach and not cling and not reach? How is that process for you? Like, is there a certain way that you go about it? Is there a thought process? Is there some kind of like technique that works awesome for you? Anything like this, guys, I'm so open to hearing from you right now. How do you yourself live in a non-attached way, but also in a not rejecting way? Because this is what I've learned. It's easy to not attach if you just reject everything. Love comes knocking at your door. No. Yeah, now congratulations, you don't have to feel the pain of if that ever changes and ends, but you also just rejected a moment in life of presence and possibly something beautiful to witness. You'll never know. So see, I don't want to reject the world. I want to be present in the world. So does anybody have anything to share about this in your own life? Have you witnessed these changes, and that sometimes in the pain, we actually grow and learn a lot more about our authentic nature? That's what I've seen. I've got awesome links in the description of this video, guys, if you want to check out Vibes and Frequencies services, if you feel called to support these videos, if you feel Spirit guides you for that. Thanks, just check out those links in the description. Much love to patrons on Patreon and also to YouTube channel members, guys. It's got weekly behind-the-scenes vlogs, like all kinds of exclusive stuff we're talking about that on YouTube people aren't seeing, and monthly live streams on Patreon and other more stuff coming out too. Much love. Much gratitude. Many thanks to all of you. Blessings and love always. And I look forward to seeing you in the next Vibes and Frequencies video. See you there.